call, please.
Paul Jenderski. Kathy Harris.
Here.
Darcy McSwain.
Present.
Jennifer Rosser Nesbit.
Here.
Christine Newman.
Here.
Michael Nesbit.
Present.
President Titoff.
Present. Any adjustments to the agenda?
No, sir.
Motion to approve the agenda? Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any public comments? Saving it for the end?
No, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Hi,
Come on-
I'm
come on
Regina,
up.
y'all know me. You want me to go up there?
Yeah, if you come more comfortable, you can stay there.
I'm fine. Everybody knows this is an election year, so you have some seats coming up on your board. The deadline to get those into the county is 4 PM on the 21st of July. If you wait until then, I have to verify signatures, and they won't get done in time, and you will not get your petitions in. They're in my office now, and you just have to sign for them, so anytime you wanna go get them, you can go get them. And if anybody else wants to run, it's the same situation, you pick your nominating petitions up at the township office. So check when we're open, and that's all.
How many signatures do we need?
I gave you the instructions, Eddie, and this is the third time you've done it.
I've read
I have
through
to give you
that,
this.
I've read through that so many times, I'm like, it doesn't specify.
You have less than 9,000 population, and then you have to pick whether you're doing partisan, nonpartisan, and all
Right.
that. I believe yours is 6. I have to
6.
look again, but I believe it's 6.
I just don't wanna get yelled at this time.
Well, and that's the other thing, if you wait until the last minute and some of your signatures aren't any good, or there's something wrong on the form, or you missed a box, and I can't get you, you will not be on there, so don't wait, just don't wait, please. Okay?
And probably to clarify, your petition signees need to be registered voters, right?
I don't think they even have to be registered voters.
Just a resident of the
I think
village?
they have to be a resident of the village.
They have to be registered voters.
Oh, yeah, because I have to check the signatures, so we have to. You know, this only comes around every other year, and then I forget, and then they change all the rules anyway, so,
Saying, I forget.
so yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Yeah, can we say what we're here for now, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait, the-
yeah, this is public comment.
We come down just to see, do they know why there's such a water problem down here at the cemetery? And right across the road from me?
Like water backing up or,
It's
Water
all-
on the street.
Yeah, like the mailman, when he pulls, it's always wet. Not just because of the rain now, but it's always wet. But they're gonna put sidewalks in, right?
Eventually, not this year. After they
Oh,
found
it
a
won't be this year.
after they found a human tooth, they can't tell me where. Somewhere along the future path of sidewalk, we are now in postponement.
Oh, I see. I thought before they do that, they should try to, Chris, do you remember back, oh, what was, John Hedrick's lived next door to me. And Jack Higginbottom, they had a dispute about the type of pipe he was putting in or. But
They
then
didn't.
we give
Doesn't,
easement
wasn't
rights. Pardon?
Schweitzer's were back in there too, right?
Who was?
Joe Schweitzer? Not
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
not Joe.
But we gave easement rights for them to maintain, and you can see that pipe is deteriorated or something that's. it's
Yeah, we
big.
did. I'm trying to remember if did the village actually do the work?
No, John put in the pipe and,
He just got permission for,
Morris LaFrance was the excavator,
okay,
and,
okay.
but
Okay.
something was wrong, there was a problem there.
I do remember it. I don't think I was manager then, but I do remember that all going on. And getting, I believe you signed something allowing them to.
Right, we had, I think they paid us $1 or something more.
Something like
because we
that.
had to sign
And I'm
it.
sure it didn't, exchange hands, but,
But
that's,
I wonder if they can, and
It
they
should be in
did,
the
like
files.
just 2 weeks ago, they were out there,
It should be in the files. Hal might remember. I might. It's probably, was it Bud? Back then, Boswell.
Back then, I think Bud
Yeah.
Boswell was.
Okay.
But they were just a couple weeks ago, they were looking whether they found, but I wonder, the guy across my, if that water line could have a break or, cause it's always
I don't
wet.
think it's the water. I think it's more just wet there. Always has been wet there.
Someone said there was a natural spring underneath there that they tried to cover
Yeah,
up.
Phil, you said that, didn't
There's
you?
an artesian
Oh,
well
artesian.
that flows right down to the driveway.
Yeah.
Whose driveway now? Which-
By 420.
Cemetery driveway.
Yeah, by between cemetery
Oh,
and
cemetery's
420.
driveway. Okay. On
That
that
would
side
make
of the
sense, cause
road.
there's always water running down there, the whole, even,
Yeah.
we're dry for days and there's still water running, it makes sense that there's a natural spring.
Well, at one time, we were gonna put sidewalks down through there, and we just finally walked away from it because we couldn't get rid of the water. On that side of the road.
Yeah, the sidewalk would be on the other side,
Okay. The sidewalk now will be on that side?
the south side.
Yeah, see, we were trying to put it on the north side.
Should
So
we
that's
ever
more
get there?
show. I gotta
But
show
yours
more
was
snow.
complete, it was,
You're right,
it
right.
was completely different from that. There was a reason why we did what we did, but I don't remember what it was now. Should be in a file.
Yeah, Jason Thurston's been down there, I think 3 or 4 times this week trying to
Okay.
figure it out. He's in Breckenridge hoping to get back by 8 o'clock is my hope, but he'd
Okay.
have more information on
But
that.
yeah, I do remember Gary and, Hedrick, Lorraine's, yeah. Lorraine Hedrick
Yeah,
was
Lorraine-
part of it, yeah.
Lorraine and John.
Okay, my name is Joseph Bouchard Jr. What I do, I take care of the cemetery over there. I wanna see if I could, talk to somebody or get somebody in this group to dig out the ditch down that way. Because I can't get in to mow the lawn, or we can't get in to mow the lawn till almost June. It's just filled right up with water down there, it's just
Too wet, too soggy.
wet. Who would I talk to, or?
Happy to look into it, see if it's something we can get with our hog or if it's even our responsibility.
Well, somebody asked me today why there's no water at the Catholic cemetery or the other cemetery, and I don't remember why I don't recall. They used to have water,
Mm-hmm. Then they had a leak.
and then they didn't fix the leak.
Yep, so we
And-
turned it off for them,
Yep.
stopped the leak. I think the bill was about $1,200.
Yep,
So we told them exactly what to fix. They turned it back on without fixing it. Another leak popped, so they just turned it off permanently until their bill was paid up. And I believe a donation to the church after unfortunate passing paid that bill.
okay,
And they
so
just haven't turned it on since.
they haven't requested to have it turned on? Now, what about the other cemetery?
You talking about Riverside?
Yeah,
Riverside,
I just haven't turned it on yet because of the weather.
oh, okay,
We just haven't done it yet. It's
Okay.
just been cold and.
they don't pay for water, right?
correct,
They do pay for water.
correct.
Okay,
There was some deal back in the day that
it was a long, long time ago, that
I
deal when
believe.
that water
think
went
Joe-
out that road.
I think Joe said it had something to do with trading property for lifetime water.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
that probably
It
isn't
had to
kosher,
do
but-
with
Old
going
school
outside the
bartering.
village to get to that well out there back when we used that well.
okay.
Probably,
It was part of that deal, I do believe,
gotcha.
So,
We can look into that.
yeah.
okay. You want me to get back with you?
Yeah, if you provide
Month or
your,
two,
just that tomorrow or a couple days. I just need Jason here to see what, they've got beautification day on Friday, so maybe next week, if you wanna leave your name, number, and
Alright,
we'll reach out.
alright, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, yeah. I'm at 429 West Spruce. My name's Crystal. At the very back of my property on, what's that street?
Fine.
On Pine, there's I don't know if it's a sewer grate or something, but it's kind of dug out or washed out or something right around there. So I can't mow in that area because there's a huge, probably 6 inch divot around that entire thing. So I don't know who to talk to about that.
Is it a catch basin?
I don't know, what is it?
On the back side of your,
The whole drain coming under a driveway and,
It goes to the
Oh,
back and then it
like
goes
under a
down.
driveway.
yeah, and it goes back and,
Goes underneath the pine and back into the river back there.
yeah, and it's some big It's already got a
Some
metal
metal
top.
top and everything to it.
Part of the drain is what it is, come up with stuff. And that might be,
I don't know if that's part of that or
Yeah,
what, cause
I
that
know.
just started this year. Cause
Okay.
I've been there 6 years and never had a problem with it. So I just don't know if that's something I tell you guys or just.
Interesting. I mean, it's probably our drain. I'm trying to get to
Yeah,
that layer, but
I'm trying to figure out where it is.
it's on the. I've got the map pulled up. If you want to come up here and kind of show me.
'Cause Pine Street goes down beyond Schindorf. Is that
So
it?
Well, I'm
This
429.
is you right here.
Schindorf
It's
Road
right
there
back
in the
here
middle?
in that
where.
spot
right there.
there.
Live,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Then I
There's
got
like this
two
little
lots there,
drain
and then
thing.
Okay.
Third lot right there. is,
okay. So it's
behind-
almost at the end of Pine Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that
Okay.
one house, where Ron didn't.
And what's happening there? Just
There's washout there.
just wash out.
Yeah, like all around that whole drain area.
Where there was a lot of water.
11 inches in 3 weeks.
Uh-huh,
I think we're supposed to get more this next week.
uh-huh.
Really?
Everything's green. Any other public comments?
I just wanted to stop in, I took over the hardware and,
Welcome.
kind of put a face to the name. It's Mike Kiley. And just to let you guys know, that we're working on taking it over from Mark, but, and then if you guys need anything or if there's anything we can help with or anything like that to stop in, love to get you guys back in there and kind of go from there.
And the Downtown Development Authority does offer facade grants. So if you're looking at painting the outside, fixing anything up outside, stop by Mr. Hartman.
I was actually trying to make it to the meeting last time, but somebody that told me about it didn't tell me it was at 7:40 in the morning.
Surprise.
First Friday of the month.
So I came back out at 7:30 at night and,
No one was here.
nobody was here.
Right.
So,
But yeah, the apps are online. Hart has them in the office if you stop
Okay.
by between 8
yeah,
and 5.
I'm working on a few different things right now. I do wanna get the front taken care of, some more,
Yeah.
the front of it and then the side. I know that there was talks at one point in time of you guys trying to do something with the side of that building, like a mural of some sort or something like that, so. And I'm
You're welcome.
open to something, but again, we can look into that or whatever and go from there.
That would be awesome.
Did
Yeah, it's a
you get your
fit-
questions asked about the coffee truck? We talked about the
Yes,
other day.
we are actually,
Okay.
the 26th of this month, we have TNT is gonna come up and sit on one side of the road or the other from 11 to 5. I'm trying, so myself and then the girl that put the resale shop in, we're kinda working together to get different people to come in. But we wanna get stuff that isn't out here, like, for instance, Mexican food, or, we talked about having Tom's Coffee come out. But we're gonna we're kind of feeling out to see who we can get out here, but we're trying to get things that aren't in town, like, I talked about, my friends own the Overtime with a Twist thing, the ice cream truck, but
Yeah.
there's already an ice cream place out here, so we're trying to look into things that aren't in town. I've talked to Num Num Ninja.
Yeah.
Just different things like that we can try to do, just to kinda offer something different, and we're gonna do door prizes and different things at both places on that day.
So and you're increasing your stock by a lot?
Oh, we have already.
Okay, and did you happen to talk to any of the, I guess it would be Bart, what's his real name?
Jason.
Jason, talk to Jason and see what equipment they like to go out and buy like on the spot. And we used to use that hardware store constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We had running bills for every
I
department.
haven't yet. I did bring.
If you
like
get
a-
that stuff in there, you'll do really well.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like
Chuck
nuts,
Diamond
bolts,
lived
all
off
the,
it.
the normal things. My mom worked up there when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and she would always, the village guys would be in there constantly, and when I worked here, we were using
They
it.
had
but then-
different accounts for each department that we have.
Yes, yep.
And the
And
park
I'm
would go
very
in.
open to getting that stuff back and set going.
Yes,
And again, too, you know, things that you guys need that I can order in to help cover different costs from different places, if they're, you know, I mean, even just standard rake shovels, different things like that, or anything else, you know, any type of plumbing, anything that, cause I know that the infrastructure's obviously older. So things that you guys are getting elsewhere, if I can get it through my vendors cheaper, I mean, yes, I'll have to make a little bit on it, obviously, but.
quicker is the biggest thing.
And
You know-
right now, the way I have most of my vendors, if I order by Wednesday, I have by Friday or type situation.
'Cause
you
that's
know,
what- The one that was always there when I was there was Chuck Diamond. If they needed something, he'd have it the next morning. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how
Some
he
things
got
I
it.
can do like that,
Yeah.
depending on what it is. You know, I mean, I have different vendors throughout town that I can get different things and, you know, locally, and then like my main vendor and stuff like that, as long as I order by Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I have on Fridays, so.
I
We
think
can
they-
definitely work.
They'd be willing to work with you, and it saves a trip to Chesaning 4 or 5 times a day. So yeah,
And this guy's got me probably over
Yeah.
50 bags of red mulch, and I didn't have to leave St. Charles.
okay.
Got mulch, okay.
It was
Yes, I
great.
have cedar, brown, red, and black. All there. I don't have a ton of storage, so I have about 20 of each, but if there's something that you know that you're getting ready to do, let me know. I'll make sure that I have what you want. I can get a bulk also. So we can, you know, but I just wanted to stop in and put a face to the name. I know people are talking. And I blow Facebook up daily, so,
He's got bulk.
you know, just so everybody kinda knew what was going on, and we're in the works of getting everything out of Mark's name in a sense, so.
Perfect.
Well, welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much. Alright, we do have another public comment at the end, so if anybody decides they wanna hit it then.
There's a public comment from afar. At 10 a.m., council, you are invited to the back of Coal Miners Park between Field 2 and Field 3 for a tree planting, paid for by the Tri-Township Fire Department, commemorating 1-year anniversary of our tornado, our wonderful tornado.
It's on Friday.
Well, that's on Friday.
On
during
Friday.
the
Friday.
On Beautification Day,
Beautification Day.
What was the time?
10 a.m. There's a nice plaque going in, a nice tree, kind of how everybody came together and helped volunteer. I think we had 144 volunteers that day to clean up the park and get the trails open and whatnot, and they thought it'd be a nice gesture to years and decades from now to kind of remember how close-knit we were during a tragedy and try to remember those times. So the offer is extended.
All right.
Spicer engineer report?
Good evening, council. Austin Alexander from Spicer for
Hello,
our
sir.
engineering report. I've also got Katie Adair with me here, and then Mark, as always. Katie's here to help out with some of the SRF. If anybody has any really hard-hitting questions, since she's been knee-deep in that report over the last couple months. But I'll save all that stuff for later on, new business F. I'll try and keep my actual update and all the other items quick, since you're already hearing from me plenty tonight. TMF grant, we are just coordinating final concrete restoration, for some of the surfaces where the pucks that they pulled out, put back in, started to sink. We're gonna go ahead and just cut out portions of concrete or asphalt and get paved back nice and smooth, including the one right out front here where you can see the nice kind of sinkhole forming in the parking lot. And then we'll have the SRF as part of that TMF as well. But moving on, safe routes to school, sidewalk project, as Hart mentioned, we're still kind of in postponement with all the tooth-related excavations. For water main phase 2, the rural development application, we did finally get our legal documentation that we were waiting on from them. So it's back in the USDA's office for final stamp, go ahead and bid it kind of thing. I expect to get that soon, and then we'll be able to push that out for bids. And so we'd be looking at probably awarding that water main project at the July council meeting, I would guess. And then probably break ground on construction then mid-August by the time we run through all the paperwork after awarding that project. So finally some movement there after one government shutdown later, finally rolling.
You might have seen it on ABC 12 and other news channels picked it up. $1 million for St. Charles. But they were. I was not called for any quotes, but Dom took that one by the hand, and I'm sure there'll be more media opportunities in the near future.
See you all. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Last two things, code of ordinances, we've got the ongoing chapter reviews, we've got Mark on the agenda for later on, so I'll let him touch on that later. And then lastly, for the sidewalks downtown on Saginaw Street, on either side of Saginaw Street from M52 Bell Ave, down to the next street Clinton there. We're opening bids for that this upcoming Monday morning. And then hopefully get that mobilized and get that concrete removed and replaced, so. We're looking to just kind of match existing conditions, but just replace that stamped slippery surface with a nice typical brush finish like they did up at the post office. And then I think other than that, I will hold my peace until later. Oh, I guess I should also mention too, in general, as far as the SRF project plan goes, I've got a sign-in sheet here for anybody in the public that's interested. It's one of kind of the boxes to check as far as doing these public hearings, but the big thing with it is if anybody once Eagle receives our plans and completes their environmental review, if you include your email, they'll send you a copy of that environmental review, and I'll talk more about that later. But that's why there's a sign-in sheet today as opposed to every other month. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Council minutes approval for April 8th of 2026.
I make a motion, we accept the council minutes of April 8th, 2026 as presented.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Commission and committee reports. Item A, Planning Commission, no April meeting. B, Park and Recreation Committee, April 15th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to accept and file.
I get a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item C, Downtown Development Authority for May 1st, 2026.
So the pickleball is that?
Pickleball went down.
Yeah.
It's pricey. It would be nice, but I don't know if you can do much with two. I think you need 4 to really draw people in, but it's nice to think about and consider, and maybe in the future when things are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since it was turned down, the basketball courts have been used regularly, which is kind of funny.
Oh.
I'll make a motion to accept and file downtown development authority.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
I do wanna say, put July 11th on your calendar. The DDA, we're gonna put on a 5K. So it's gonna start, at the old boat works. It's gonna come through town, and then it's gonna cross,
on the trail.
and then it's gonna take the trail down, through town. It's gonna cut across, and then it's gonna come back this way and end with a lap in the park over by Jake's. We're trying to have the treescape for Jake, so it'll kind of show off downtown, and then everybody will get to see everything that we've got going on. But it's gonna be starting at 9.
Are we gonna need any traffic?
I think Gomez is on it. His wife is part of the
July
team,
11th.
so I think the county would be involved, but we probably will need some local as well.
That's surprising, they're gonna help out.
His wife, I think, voluntold him. I reached out to her for some help, so,
July 11th, what time?
9 AM,
9 a.m.
Rain or shine.
rain or shine.
Doc says I can't run anymore.
Well, you can walk.
I don't even know about that at this point. I'm falling apart. Can I ride my bike?
You can roll.
You can roll.
Give
Just
me an
don't run
Ami-
anybody over.
Give me an Amigo.
Yeah, your bike race starts at 1.
One.
Yeah.
I would have to say, I think if we had a bike race, I would dominate, because I already race myself around this town as it is.
I got complaints about your speeding.
It's like Mike said, I came by with the red and blue flash. That bike is quick. Payment of claims.
I make a motion that we accept the, payment of claims in the amount of $348,455.89.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? New business, item A, Arbor Day proclamation.
So, on behalf of this is our year 5 of Tree City USA. I don't know if you saw this update on our signs as you come into town. This is the official proclamation we kind of have to pass and approve in order to continue to be a Tree City. And I kind of partner our Tree City USA stuff with Arbor Day, which was last month, but I combined it with Beautification Day. So we pass both at the same time on our application to continue being a Tree City, which helps leads to grants so that I think we put in 75 trees in the last 4 years, and we've paid a total like maybe $4,000.
And how many did we take out?
Phase 1 is about 34 to 44. Phase 2, it's about one that I got really yelled at, but probably about 17 to 20. So we've put in more than we've taken out, and that's always the goal.
That's counting the tornado?
That's not counting.
Okay.
But we paid dearly for that, and
Yes, we did.
no insurance was covering any of that. So this is to continue going after grants. We're still in touch with tree people. After phase 2, I'd like to go after more grants and replace kind of what we've taken down with nice, beautiful full trees that aren't going to grow up into the wires, that will show their colors. I believe the tree in the park that on Friday blooms twice a year or colors twice a year, so
Nice.
it should be nice. And I think it's from Clucks, as most of our trees do come from there. But this is part of that process, and on top of this, so then I add our Beautification Day event to the Arbor Day stuff on the state website. They put it out federally. Sometimes they even send volunteers, which is nice to have help, so that's what this is.
So you need a motion?
Mm-hmm.
Make a motion to accept the Tree City USA official proclamation.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item B, Beautification Day proclamation.
I'm not sure. Obviously, Beautification Day started in 1975, I believe. With Doug Holland, who will be here, I imagine, tomorrow or Friday, I should say. With high school staff, students, the Village DPW, Beautification Day, local business owners and their staff, residents. I know Spicer's sending a few people, but just to commemorate and kind of show the continuity amongst each, business. School, our community outreach and outpouring to continue this tradition. It helps with our Tree City USA application, and makes the president look good for a day. So.
I'll make a motion to accept and approve Beautification Day proclamation.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item C. How do you say that?
Esri.
Esri renewal.
So we do budget for this, but this is basically so DPW, as we go through phase 1, phase 2, TMF, we've been updating curb boxes, water meters, so we don't have to pull out Tito's maps or use, you know, plumb bobs and hope that we find pay dirt. We take a picture on an iPad or iPhone and we upload it to the system so that 30 years from now, they don't have to guess. They can go right to where it is on the property with a photo. Is it in, you know, is it in the basement? Is it in the back side of the house? Is it where it's at? So this is a program that allows them to upload, update, and they can share information with Spicer. Spicer can share with us. Basically just, you know, 3D geographical information through maps and images. So
And that's the price, the cost of it?
that is the cost of it.
$550?
Yep,
Is this for water meters? Is that this one?
it's for everything.
Oh.
It's just to digitize all of our old maps for water lines, sewers, everything basically.
And they keep it somewhere safe?
That's money well spent.
It's all in the cloud.
It's on the cloud, that's
It's
where
on
those
the
two
cloud.
maps came from, was out of that digital.
'Cause-
So this is
You know,
something.
before it all ended up in the water.
Yeah, this is what this is what it produces. You can go on and
Okay.
produce maps like this and show exactly what we still need to do, what we haven't done, and what we can do.
That could have helped a lot.
I think about phase one when we were looking on what was it on 52. They were digging and digging and digging by the house, and I'm like, where's the other one? They're over here. I'm like, think DPW. You think they're gonna go here, here, and then back there? They're gonna tie in back there, the
Yep.
quickest, easiest route.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, oh wow, there it is. I know if I was doing that work, I'm taking the easiest, biggest route. Don't let the smartest man do the job, let the laziest, and
That's right.
you'll get it done.
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal of Esri for $550.
Support.
Money, so we should do roll
Roll
call.
call?
I'm not loose, I'm working on this. Chris Newman,
Yes.
Mike Nesbitt,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Jenny Rosser Nesbitt,
Yes.
President Seedoff.
Yes. Item D, Saginaw Future Renewal.
This is another renewal that we budget for, to add services. Our empty buildings are up on their website, to try to sell. We have Steve in the crowd from Saginaw Future. Met the president CEO last week at the master plan meeting at the county. Trying to get him out here and see what more we can do for St. Charles. Do you have anything you wanna add, Steve, or introduce yourself?
I'll keep it short, but thank you commissioners for having me. I believe Hartman included in your packets the Saginaw Future most recent 25 progress report, so that really highlights our overview of work we've done in the county, some projects and companies we've been involved with in the village of St. Charles over the last year. For those who might be a little unfamiliar with Saginaw Future, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, so we were founded in 1992 when the county of Saginaw, city of Saginaw, and the Saginaw County Chamber got together and decided there should be one holistic organization pursuing economic development across the county, and so that's when we were born. So we continue to have contracts with the county of Saginaw, city of Saginaw, and 16 local units of government. Village of St. Charles would be one of those. And then the other half of our funding comes from businesses, private companies who believe in the work we do. So there's some good things going on in the county. Obviously, with the HSC and Corning projects, Saginaw Control just announced a big expansion right up the road, and then we have the medical diamond in the riverfront downtown Saginaw over the next few years. That's really gonna take shape, so we're excited about that and been at the forefront of all those projects. So happy to answer any additional questions this evening, or if there's focus pieces that you guys would like to consider. We're open to that, and absolutely will have further conversation. So thank you for your consideration once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we talked kind of about some of the projects we're working on and some of the positives that we've had here and ways that they can promote us, so. A healthy relationship, I'd
Yes.
say.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the Saginaw Future renewal for $500.
I'll support.
Roll call?
Chris Newman,
Yes.
Jennifer Rosser Nesbit,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Mike Nesbit,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Edgar Titoff.
Yes. Item F, drinking water state revolving fund.
Letter E,
E, generator operation.
Letter E, generation operations.
generator, so we have three main generators, that Bill Hubble inspects and repairs, 24/7, just to make sure we're up and going. He provides reports on what services, how much oil's been leaked or lost, and what we need to do. And this is a renewal. He's raised his rates on us one time in the last 6.5 years. This is pretty fair, and I believe he checks them quarterly. Let me just make sure. Four
I think
visits.
it's been longer than that.
Pardon?
I think it's been longer than that.
Definitely since I've been here. So.
Well, he was here when I was here.
So this is, yep, 4 visits per year to make sure the oil and the gas and everything's running as it's supposed to. As you know, the Maple Street generator is super important. The one next to the school is very important I've got a quote to get the same type of generator from Maple Street to the school so that if anything happens, they are safe. The quote was like $34,000, but we have bigger issues with the pumps at Maple Street right now that we are not there yet. So that will be coming in the near future for consideration, but this is a renewal of, to have him keep checking. He hasn't retired yet. I'm trying to think, I think he's gonna be 77 this year, I think.
He's my age.
But
I went to school with him.
he's in good shape and he does good work.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept, Bill Hubble's generator operations renewal contract.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Mike Nesbit,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Chris Newman,
Yes.
Jennifer Rosser Nesbit,
Yes.
Edgar Titoff.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now item F, drinking water state revolving fund.
Alright, fun stuff. So we've got 2 separate SRF state revolving fund project plans to review. This is the official public hearing for both of these project plans in accordance with Eagle's requirements. As part of the application process, the village is required to do a public hearing like this to allow any written or in-person public comments regarding any of the scope of the projects. For both of what the village is pursuing here, it's fairly straightforward. The primary driver of both of these projects is lead service line replacement, more specifically galvanized service line replacement, given that the village has replaced all of the existing lead in the system, but with those galvanized services, you never know if they were already popular, commonly had galvanized and connected to lead fittings back in the original construction, so that's the concern with those. And since the village has had lead in other places, that's why galvanizer risk is being addressed. The reason that the project is being split into these 2 separate project plans is just as some of the fine print regarding the TMF grant the village has been working under. That grant paid for the verification of 570 water services throughout the village, and that grant also covered the funding of putting together a project plan to replace those services. So that's the lead service line replacement only project that you'll have in front of you. But then separately, the village has decided to draft a project plan that would replace within the old area of Fulton Street and some of those other cross streets here, Clinton Street, replace the old original cast iron water main that's from the 50s and 60s along with those services. And the scope of the TMF grant says that when you're applying for that project plan, it can only include services work. So if you want to do water main stuff, you got to do that on your own dime, not on part of the grant as its own project plan application. So that's why we have the extra hoop to jump through as far as the two separate plans go.
Yeah.
In my communication with Eagle, it does sound like on their end, once we submit the plans and they reviewed them and they scored them, if both plans received funding, then they would, at that point, be merged into one, so you guys would only have one loan to keep track of, one project to bid and design and all of that. But again, it's just an logistical jump through, so. As I mentioned, there is a sign-in sheet up front here, if anybody from the public would like to be on the list for Eagle to provide a copy of their environmental review. Again, I don't expect there to be very many significant environmental impacts to this study. This SRF project plan can also cover things like new water treatment additives, wells, anything under the sun when it comes to water systems. That's kind of where the environmental review typically is going to be more impactful. For us, we're just taking out what's existing and putting in new materials of the same stuff. So we don't anticipate any environmental reviews. And as far as construction goes, you know, anything for soil erosion that's necessary, we'll have that for construction. So silt fencing, sandbags around catch basins, those sort of things. As far as other impacts go, from a social perspective, in the short term, you're gonna have your just general traffic flow interruptions while they're doing construction. And then that temporary loss of water service when they reconnect someone's service over. But other than that, disturbances, you're gonna have limited disturbances due to excavation when you're putting in the new service, gonna dig a hole, get it back to normal, install curb stops, all those sort of things, so. This is just one of the things that as part of this public hearing, we need to make sure that make the public aware of all of the potential
Are we
disturbances.
in a public hearing right now?
Yes, we are.
Do we need to
Why didn't
close
we
the?
stop and
Close
go
our
into a
meeting,
public
though?
Oh, do we
Close
need
the
to?
meeting and.
We should.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, well, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't say any of that, I'm gonna reset
Okay.
all of that.
Excellent.
No.
No.
Can I make a
Down.
motion, we
Sure.
stop the regular meeting and go into the public hearing?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Regular meeting is stopped.
Wonderful, thank you, Kristen, for tracking me.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll support, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
So, in addition to everything that I already said,
Go back.
We wanna hear it from the beginning.
Yeah.
No.
long story short,
No.
great project.
I'm sorry it took me so long to realize we were in a public hearing.
I was.
I got right in it, I was ready, I had my,
Yours is dying.
my points, my bullet points, man.
I do believe we have people here who would like to put their name on the list.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, certainly, we can do that, and I'll also open it up to public comment after
Right.
we go through the details if anybody has any immediate comments. And at the front here in front of you, there are maps that show the scope of both projects, if anybody from the public at any time would like to review those.
And I do have copies that you can look at. I think most questions are gonna be, what is the timeline
Yep.
for the application? How soon will you know if one or both are approved?
Yep.
And then how is this repaid, I think
Yep.
is the big one, which, for this type of loan, it's a 30 to 40-year payback at a very low interest rate.
Yeah, I'm,
Two
we
point-
run into all those,
yeah,
it's, yeah, I can,
okay,
I
you
can
wanna-
cover the cost and everything.
And then you pay it back through enterprise funds, which is your water fund,
Yep.
or general funds if you need to cover.
Yeah, so for the lead service line project, that we'd be looking at the replacement of 53 galvanized and lead status unknown services throughout the village. That's 53 out of the total 83. The other 30 will be part of the other project that I'll mention. As far as the other alternatives that we discussed as part of this project, again, that's another part of this project plan, is you have to consider what are all your alternative options. When it comes to galvanized service lines, you've got one option, replace it. Technically, you could look at replacing it with copper versus plastic, but really when it comes to construction, that's really your main route. There's not an option to do any sort of regionalization or optimize the existing service. Those are some of the boilerplate stuff that they ask us to look at as part of the project plan. But ultimately, the goal of the project, again, is bringing the village into compliance with the federal lead and copper rule regarding drinking service materials. For the lead service line project, we're estimating a total loan amount of $534,000 to complete the design, engineering, and the construction for the project. So roughly $10,000 per service. The loan for that would be at an interest rate of 2%. So like Mark said, it's a great deal. And if you were to look at the total cost of all the payments throughout the course of the loan, and divide that across the 993 residential equivalent units in the village, you'd be looking at, over the course of of a 20-year loan is what we had initially priced it at. You would have a payment per REU of $8 per quarter, so roughly $3 a month is what the cost of it, the project would be if you were to spread it directly across all customers. This project plan doesn't say that the village is going to raise rates by that amount to cover this project. That's just a way of framing the cost. As Hart mentioned, the project will be paid through drinking water fund, enterprise funds, the things that are covered as part of the typical water bill, ready to serve charge, your commodity charge, those sort of things. But again, that's kind of what you'd be looking at roughly for those services, about $3 a month over the course of that.
And just, again, we've done phase one, which was, 3.6 million. Phase two is about to go out to bid, 1.4 million. We're using our water fund. This is why we analyze our rates every January. This is why we raise rates. We haven't raised the sewer fund. The sewer fund is very healthy. We don't raise it unless we have to. This is a way to get these projects done and stay in compliance with state and federal law. That said, this is a great way to do it.
And when this is done, then we're done?
No, this is essentially phase three, and we're gonna just keep moving on.
Okay, so
but I
there's
think
more of them out there than what just this is?
Well, between the scope of both these projects, they would target and replace all galvanized services.
Right.
so. Then we would be
Yes.
lead free and galvanized free, and we can just work on the rest of town. And then with that, you do sidewalks, you do roads, you do,
Yeah.
and then we.
Maybe water main replacements, areas with
And then
heavy
next
rains.
year or two, we're looking at sewers, and so then we start that side.
Yeah.
And what I really think we should we'd probably rename and put it on water bills, instead of ready to serve, it should be a capital improvement fund.
Really?
Really, that's what it is.
Yep.
It's-
Ready
Oh,
to serve just confuses.
It confuses people, and it's like, well, I know it's already ready, I know I'm already tapped in. Well, it's yes and no, but it's really, and you'll see a lot of municipalities move that way in the future, that it'll be a capital
I
improvement.
think we should, we've explained it enough and
Yeah,
nobody
and
gets it, so.
I think someone that's been here a very long time, like, oh, they got their ready to serve spiel down, well, we're gonna have to.
Or
learn.
they
It's
walk
just
in
a-
and say, when does that ready to serve go away? Don't
Yeah.
you have that
Right.
stuff
Right,
before
right.
you?
But it's really a capital improvement fund to improve your drinking water, and then the water rates actually pay for the water. Because, we're not,
Yep.
the way that, in the city, I saw that they're gonna try to update their old building, cause it'd be too much to build new. So I know there's gonna be an increase from the city yet again, and we're looking at about a 4.5% increase every year from the city. And then they analyze their rates every 3 years, and then, oh, well, we need to charge you another 7, but we're not gonna start it till next year, so it's, so this is what, we're playing a game, we don't have our own water, that we're part of their system, so.
Would it just take a motion to update the name of that, to make it easier for you guys, the ready to serve to
Not in
a
public
capital
hearing.
improvement? Well, no, not,
Okay.
but,
I don't think that's something we need a motion to do, I think
Okay.
it's something we just
Yeah.
need to do on our bills next time we order them,
Okay.
which, who knows when that'll be.
Yeah.
But enough.
The last thing I'll say on this project before, and then I'll open up to public comment on this half, and then after we have that public comment, we'll talk about the second project. But the last thing I'll mention is the other option too would be to just not do it as a big SRF project plan, but instead just try and do it slowly over the course of the next many years. But one way or another, these galvanized services have gotta go, that's federal mandates. And the required deadline for that, they keep shifting it all the time, but I think last year it was 2045?
It was 2042, I thought.
They
And
keep,
you're watching municipalities, like one I saw, is we'll have this all done by 2042, but we're not starting until 2035. We're trying to get our ducks in a row now.
yeah.
It's like, ooh,
No, they're waiting for the money.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct,
Right.
correct.
And so doing this, you get the peace of mind, you've got it done now, you know that nobody has any potentially, toxic chemicals or materials in their water system. And then also these SRF project plans, especially with the village being considered overburdened when it comes to median annual household income and taxable value per capita metrics, you're getting that great interest rate of 2%. So if you just even think about, if you wanted to do an SRF project and just do a couple of them every year, well, the cost of having somebody come out to do them is probably gonna grow by more than 2% a year. So it's actually,
For comparison, phase one, our bond rate, I think we are at 2.76%, which was, we were expecting 4 to 5, and we came in low, which is
Mhm.
good. But we gotta pay for that as well. We're gonna pay off phase two this year, and then, so we're kinda starting new while still paying off phase one.
That's okay, we haven't been in debt for a long time.
I don't wanna go there,
No,
but we wanna do this
neither
responsibly
did
as
I,
well.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the benefit, some of the drawbacks of the SRF are some of the hoops you have to jump through with running through federal funding, but the big benefit is the low interest rates, especially for overburdened communities. And the other piece too that I didn't mention, with that 534,000 project plan, they haven't published official guidance on this yet, but looking at previous years, I believe the village would be eligible for principal forgiveness on that loan, which in previous years has been up to 18% of that loan, so you could see some of that loan amount getting slashed as well. But I think that covers all my bullet points. I'll open it to public comment / council comment, such if anybody has any comments, I'll step aside and let people take the floor.
I will just add that it is scary when you get a call from a homeowner that their child is sick and they're testing high for lead. And then you rush, you panic a little bit, but you gotta rush. So is it something we did? Is it something you did? Well, I replaced my own service line in the basement, but I knocked it around a little bit and they jarred the lead loose. And the child ended up drinking it and was very sick. So it is something to be aware of, that this is a serious threat, especially to children. And something I don't ever wanna face again or get that call again, so something to consider.
If there's no other comments, then we can jump into the project number 2, the lead service line with the water main. This project is similar to the other one, and at the end of this project plan, we're gonna have request for resolution on both of these, of whether or not the village would like to proceed with the final submission of that loan application. You mentioned a question as far as timeline and all this goes, I should address that. Deadline for the application is June 1st, so we need to take any comments from here, apply those notes, get that final package submitted to Eagle by the end of the month. And then one of the ways you can score better on these project plans is if you plan on being Johnny on the spot, ready to go with your design, and kind of plan on having more of an expedited construction process. So by the time you jump through all the hurdles, everything, you'd probably be looking at like a spring construction next year, 2027. So you'd be kicking off. So probably hear about the award, depending on how Eagles move in September, October maybe at the latest. And then from there, it's straight into design, bidding, shop drawing review, contractual reviews, all those sort of things. So it'd be a pretty quick project, and then you'd be turning around early next spring. And both of these projects individually or together, I think would go relatively quickly, so you have a month or two of construction. For the lead service line and water main project, so as we've kind of shown here on this map, which I think we've looked at before, but the major streets that are in the scope of this project are Clinton Street here, Lake Street, and then portions of a little bit of Sanderson coming around on Florence down to Cole and Baltic. Essentially, what this project is targeting is all of the cast iron and asbestos cement water mains that are in this area of the village. There would still be some asbestos cement still in the area, which is fine. Asbestos cement as a whole is not my favorite water main material, but it'll stay intact. But it'll be, after this project, this whole area would be all PVC with the new project, and then a little bit of remaining asbestos cement. But all the cast iron would be gone, which is historically where the village sees the large majority of water main breaks. When Jason and those guys have to go digging holes in the middle of the night to fix water in the middle of the road. So that would be kind of the goal. And the thought is, if you're already gonna have to dig up to connect that new service to replace that galvanized, might as well replace the water main while you're at it. Hopefully save in the long term, not having to dig that twice. So that's what this project looks to do. This project looks to replace 1.5 miles of 6-inch water main and the 30 lead status unknown or galvanized service lines that are attached to them. There's also a small portion of this project that looks to loop the water main at the end of Clinton Street by the church. Currently this is a long dead end here.
Good, yeah,
And then looks to loop over to Sanderson Street. Both that'll help with stagnation and stagnant water in that line. Also just increase general reliability, fire flow, those sort of things. So that's part of the project, both compliance with lead and copper rule, and then improved system reliability and improved fire flows in that area by replacing that old tuberculated cast iron. You've probably seen pictures of the pipe that starts to corrode in on itself with the buildup of all those minerals. Project will also include 30 new mainline valves, just as kind of replacements on the existing, and 14 fire hydrants. Overall, this project, the scope is 30 services, mile and a half of water main. The estimate of cost is $2.22 million to complete design, engineering, and construction for this project. Again, estimating a 20-year loan with a rate of 2%. The estimated quarterly payment per REU divided across the 1,000 or so residents would be a quarterly payment of $33.86. And again, that's not a guarantee of what rates are going to go up the second this project gets approved. It's just a way of kind of visualizing the project. 2.2 million sounds kind of abstract. Thinking about it per REU is helpful. As I mentioned, that's part of the water fund in general. So, as far as disturbances, it's all the same, similar things as I mentioned on the services. So, no major environmental impacts. We'll have any kind of soil erosion, sedimentation controls in place during construction. There'll be temporary loss of water service during reconnection, and then you'll have all the traffic impacts of construction that people always love. Traffic cones and detours and all of that fun stuff. Ultimately, this project would be on the same kind of timeline as the service line replacements. And again, the hope would be that Eagle would combine the two and award them as one. And so you'd be looking at fall award and notification, spring construction. When it comes to this project, the choices for the village, as far as alternates go, would be to just focus on the lead service lines and leave the old cast iron and asbestos cement water main. Again, obviously the benefit is you're digging it up, might as well replace it. It's going to be more efficient in the long run. But if the village is conscious of the cost and wants to just pursue the services portion of that, then we could do that and reconnect those cast iron services or the services into that cast iron main and reconnect to the asbestos cement. And so there you'd be looking at combining both projects together. Right now, if both projects are awarded, our total PEC, quick math, would be $2.75 million to do all this water main that we're scoping, plus all the services. But if we wanted to nix the water main and say, let's just do all the services and leave the leaky stuff and we'll take care of it in the future, then we'd be looking at more like a $900,000 project to just focus on the services. So you're basically adding about $1.5 million to do the water main while you're already there, rather than coming back and doing it later. So that's kind of the scope of the second project there. And I'll open this one up to questions as well as public comment as well.
Ends up more
Down the road, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's never gonna be any cheaper than it is today.
Right.
Things don't get cheaper, do
The first water lines we put in were $6.42 a foot. That's what we paid.
We have a
Slight change from there.
Yeah, I have a client on the east side of the state. We were just going through some of their old records for some historic as-bills, and I have this ledger of invoices from 1957, and they replaced a fire hydrant for $25. Yeah.
We did a special assessment on that, and it was, I mean, people's payments were maybe, I don't know, $80 a year.
Yeah.
And it's just now, when the people come in and ask for the new lines, and you go, people, it's not what it was. You know, it's
we just replaced the fire hydrant for $15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So it's never going to get any cheaper than it is right now. And
And there's no
I'm
guarantee that this
looking at
gets
this one
approved.
over here, and I think those are all old coal miner houses. And this one on this side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those are. They've been I mean, you can hardly tell, they're revamped, but that's what those were. That's where I lived over in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, I know this isn't the second part of your open hearing, but the first part, you said per household, it would probably be $8 per bill.
Quarter.
For quarter.
Per quarter. And the second one would be
33.
If we,
So we're looking at, if you go all the way, you go $40
41
per,
per quarter.
Per quarter.
yeah. I mean,
Which potentially, I mean, because it's that would be per household if we spread it out. There could be that, hey, we have funds to pay for half of this with village savings. And so we only have to spread out X amount of dollars, which is what we kind of analyze every year. So there's nothing saying that, okay, oh shoot, we gotta go dollar for dollar on this with our water rate increases.
I would,
But
I would think that you, I mean, that's the basic reason we're fine here is because this has to happen, I understand that. And then tomorrow night, the school's gonna talk about their bonding, you know, whatever. St. Charles is not a rich community, I mean, so I know you're taking that into, so I think you need to make the public aware of, you know, how this is going to affect them for good, but then also what the cost is possibly going to be for your public relations thing.
Getting it out more.
I can probably help explain that a little bit better. We're going up every year according to a plan we already have in place.
Yeah.
And that's gonna cover this.
For the most part,
For
we
most
should
part.
be covered based on the plan we already have from 2024,
Yeah.
May of 2024.
In the plans that are there, so you're gonna see your water go up, but it's gonna go up regardless of whether we do this or not.
Right.
It's still gonna do that.
But the goal is always to only raise what you have to,
Yes.
not more than you have to. We're not trying to cover.
We're just trying to keep up.
Yeah, we were not keeping up for many years.
Well, and you have to with the water fund. That's an enterprise fund, so it has to pay for
The
itself.
water's supposed to pay for the water, the sewer's
Yeah.
supposed to pay for the sewer. When you don't keep those funds healthy, then, and something catastrophic happens, you're begging for
Yeah.
money. And then you gotta jack up rates 100, or you look at other communities, 360%, whereas we're trying to do 5 to 10 over 10 years, and I think I said in 2029, the increase is 1% if we do things, if we budget properly.
Part of our problem with the water bill was the water cost was that they didn't raise it for so many years.
14
and-
years, which looks good, but when the city's raising it every year and you're not keeping up, it's kinda like our
But
trash.
we didn't not raise it for 14 years.
That's what the report says, though.
That's what the report says, but we did raise it. So, in a different kind of way. It's just,
Well, so kinda like trash, we were
Yeah,
subsidizing
it
the
was
trash
just-
fund, we were paying for everybody's trash instead of charging them what the service that they're getting.
No, we were never doing that.
Yeah, when I got here, we were. We were not matching what,
And something happened between you and me,
Well,
cause
that's
that was
certainly
not going
possible.
on. Yes.
that is certainly possible based on.
And it is
Yeah.
possible, yes.
So Mid-Michigan Waste was billing us much more than we were taking in.
Okay. I was gone for 8 years, so, yeah.
No,
It was-
Chris, when I got here, yeah, we sat down and we did the
Yeah.
math, and we're like, well, this ain't right, this
Oh, it
math
was
ain't
always
happening.
equal.
Yeah, we-
I'm the one that moved it from the water bill to itself on the taxes.
Yes.
That was to make it look better,
Mhm.
okay? I mean, I'll be honest, that was to do that.
Right.
But it was the exact amount that they gave us to charge out,
Yeah, it was
so.
not when I got here. It was
Okay.
significantly
Then I don't know
different.
what happened.
We were subsidizing rubbish.
Okay. Got it.
Which, I mean, you think that's going up too, you know? But we consider
But
that.
that's always been much lower than it used to be.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
When they joined together in that group,
you
that
have a
did
lot of
amazing
power.
things,
You have a
yes.
lot of power. I know, same service, no recycling, and I pay 300 and something a
Yep.
year. It's stupid. I got the bill and I'm like, and then you wanna, everything's private, so you wanna go out and, you know, make them work against each other, but the service isn't the same. You know,
That's
this
what the
guy's
group
late,
does.
this guy's not on time, their carts aren't the same sizes.
which has nothing to do with water.
Nope, sorry.
But it was great.
But in general, it's the same concept for,
It is.
but this is what the water fund is for. We do have to consider the phase one, obviously phase two we saved for, and we got $1 million grant from the federal government, which is huge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So 1.4 million, and we're paying for 0.4 of that.
Mhm.
So this continues the path forward, but it does add costs, so
We are in a lot better shape than a lot of
we're in a lot better
Yes.
shape than most places, I'd say.
Absolutely.
A lot of people went right to the revolving fund right out of the gate, instead of bonding through the county and doing other things. I think most people have expired or exhausted all their resources through the state, and now you see them raising rates 100 to 200 to
Big time.
Right.
300%. I know one community, they threatened 700% and it came down to 360, so people would be happy. So their water rates are gonna be between $500 and $700 a quarter in 2030. I don't know, you can't afford that, who can afford that?
You can't right there.
So, but that's what they're, to fix up and keep their, you know, antiquated systems going, they have to. there's going to come to a point where the state's gonna have to come in and do something. Kinda like the pensions, or the feds are gonna have to come in and do something.
And so should we just sit here and wait for that to happen?
Well, it's
I
like,
don't think so. but
I don't
that-
think so either, I mean,
No,
because then they make you jump through hoops
Right.
when it gets to it. Instead of doing the, the prudent thing and, maybe we don't go for the 2.2, maybe we go for the additional 900, which is, maybe the asbestos isn't the best, but
you know it's gonna have to be replaced.
Yeah.
Something's gonna be wrong with it and they're gonna have to go to the right stuff.
Yep.
It's better to dig it up once than dig it up
Right.
multiple times
And dig it
over
up
and
at
over
its, dig it
the
up at
road
its
and
cheapest,
everything, yeah.
cause they go up fast,
Mhm.
don't they?
We're still gonna have the brakes and all that, yeah.
we've
Yeah,
been pretty
then you gotta-
fortunate since we did really the phase one. I
Yeah.
can't think of, there's one area in that loop that we haven't done, that breaks on that side is about it, and then we have Maple Street, that does leak, and a little bit down on East Bell, which is part of phase two. So since that,
I have a
we've really
suggestion. You should try to loop Woodlawn with Sunview, cause I tried it 4 or 5 times and it never worked, so I want you to work on that, cause those are two dead-end long lines.
Yes, they are.
so.
You at least got that little drive in the middle, you could jump there.
Yeah, but I'm beyond that.
Any other comments, public comments? Alright. So from here, you'll have a resolution, 2 resolutions to pass and sign, regarding the village's intention to proceed with both these applications. And then from here goes to, like I said, by June first gets submitted, and then the state will review it, and they'll score it, they've got a full checklist of scoring, with all things related to the village's economic status, scope of the project. You both get points for not having any violations on your water system, but also you could get more points if you did have violations, so that's kinda weird. But they'll score those projects, and then they'll come back, and basically, one of 3 things can happen. They can either say you don't qualify for either, or you qualify for both, the full scope of both, or they can say, especially right now with this lead and copper rule thing being such a big deal, they've got kind of separate pots of money for typical projects and lead service line replacements. So they might actually come back and say, yeah, we'll give you money to do all the lead service lines in here, but you didn't score high enough to qualify to do the water main work with it, in which case we would be back to that option of just merging those 2 services and doing all that as well. So that is still very much on the table, pending what Eagle reviews and says. But that is gonna be the scope of what those 2 resolutions have, and so we can,
Close the
go
public
through
hearing
those.
and go to
Yep.
the open.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Unless anybody else has something more to add.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Perfect, and then you got a couple copies
I'll
of
make
these?
a motion to
I think they
open
need the
public
31.
meeting.
They have the
I'll
53.
support, okay,
Project number 1 is the 53 galvanized
That's it,
lead.
Newman? I'm helping them take.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
yes.
sure.
You wanna vote?
Roll call.
Favor? Oh,
Okay.
roll.
Chris,
Yes,
Mike,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Darcy,
Yes.
Jenny,
Yes.
Edgar.
Yes.
And project number 2 is the 1.5 miles of aging cast iron asbestos cement water mains and the 30 galvanized or lead services unknown connected to those water mains.
do we have just one resolution?
You do have one, that's why I passed the second one down, because I missed it on the
Did I
front
miss
to
it?
back. It's supposed to be 2-sided and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it.
That's
So
what
I
happens
will be
when
honest
you
and
try to
take that
do
one.
things on your own.
Okay, so the roll call vote we just made and
That's
voted
for
for
project number
was
1, I've got
project
it,
number
yep.
1, okay.
Okay.
Now, are these gonna have numbers on them? You like resolution numbers
Yeah, I mean,
eventually?
no, I mean, yeah. This is for the state, but
This is the
state
template
would
that-
like to see the resolution
this is the
numbers.
template that
Yeah,
for the
this is
state gives
template
Okay.
you.
the village provided, for the state, yeah.
So we'll just,
We'll add our
fix
numbers,
these up,
yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
if approved.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the LSLR
have the same
and,
one?
water main
Yeah.
project in the
Perfect.
amount of the 2.2 was it 2.25 or
It's just
2.27?
You just have to approve the project plan
The
application.
project plan application.
It's just an application again, there's nothing saying
Yeah.
that this is happening.
Okay.
And hopefully you put in for bids and you get way less than 2.22
Hey.
million. And
Yeah.
I'll support that too.
Mike Nesbitt,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Jennifer Rosser Nesbitt,
Yes.
Christine Newman,
Yes.
Edgar Tito.
Yes.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Austin.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Were we clear on the motion to reopen the public meeting?
Yeah, we did
Yes.
that.
It was all in kind of in.
Amongst all the things we did
Yes.
that,
That,
yes.
yeah, 8:08, close the public hearing
Open the
and
regular.
open the public meeting.
Alright, let's go to item G, Queen Helen Drive tree quote.
Well, we have a tree quote here to replace a pin oak and a pine tree falling onto a lawn, deceased trees for $2,400.
We only get one quote?
Yes, this company was already there doing work at the time, but if you look on the back, I had to go to 1950, what was it? Let me just look here.
61?
Tree quote.
Anyway.
1960?
Yeah, it was,
2/12/60 looks like was notarized.
I have no idea.
so Cecil Sapansky and Helen Sapansky, his wife, and Martin Sapansky, a widower, as proprietors, have caused the land embraced in the annex plat to be surveyed, laid out, and platted to be known as Sapansky Plat, Division 2, Section 31. Swan Creek Township, 2-foot reservoir. So, for 30 years, this family has been taking care of this plat that would never turn into a road, which was Queen Helen Drive. So,
Where is that?
Is it the
that's it.
dirt road?
It's the end of Woodlawn, I believe, right?
That's back
Yeah.
when my grandpa had a horse.
And a little.
So,
The end of Woodland?
yep, 1961, it was
Does it just
commissioned.
go to the
Yes.
north?
This is 50 something, 59.
Yeah, there's a two-track that goes back there, but
It's really
Yeah,
nothing.
It just
really
goes to the
nothing,
north.
but
Because
they
if it
really
went to the
nothing.
south, I'd have it looped.
Yeah.
Already, it'd be done. That was-
Is that the dirt one that goes from 52 to?
No, it goes on the end
goes
of
nowhere.
Woodlawn and back of
Yeah.
where Slominski's
It backs
live.
up to Beaver.
It goes over
right?
to Mark's house,
Yeah.
Mark Sapansky's house, that way. In back of those
There's one that goes
houses.
that way, cause there's one that goes in between the business and then Sapansky's house too, you know, Tom?
Yeah, but that's just like a driveway.
Like a-
That's
yeah.
outside the village.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that, I don't know,
No, it's at the other end. To Mark Sapansky's, I think, all the way to his,
I know,
Pond.
Mark's house
Pond
is
is
there.
So it's right before you get to like Kay Krotchek's house.
Cecil Sapansky and Helen Sapansky.
There you go.
Helen, there we go.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Her
Okay,
name
I
was
didn't know
Helen.
that, but I
Yeah,
knew
okay,
Queen
yeah.
Helen, I'm like, okay, nice. That's,
know, like
that sounds
Dude
about right.
Estates.
Yes, that
So
sounds
right
about
here, so-
right,
so
Christine,
like
yeah,
this would
that
be
sounds about
Kay-
right.
Like
That
where
checks
Kay
out.
Krotchek lives.
I knew the Queen
And
Helen, I
then
just didn't know where it was.
So it was notarized on
Beaver,
April
and that's
of
Town Line.
1959. I found this plat. So
Okay.
it's supposed to be a
okay.
2-foot
So it's-
reservation. Such land to be dedicated automatically for street purposes. At such time, the street extensions adjacent thereto and never extended. So it's technically our responsibility, but we
Isn't there a water line that goes down there?
couldn't tell you that.
I think there is.
Well, we still need these deceased trees gone.
Okay.
Okay.
And this company did all the work there for this
Who's
homeowner
the
that's
ones
been
that
up, keeping up this
The
property.
person who's keeping it up, I don't know who's-
That's technically the village's,
It's gotta be-
after finding that in
I
1959.
think so.
Rodney something.
So let's remove.
It would be $1,800 if she'd move her fence, but I'm not gonna ask her to do that. I think 30 years of service is quite sufficient.
There's a reason we left that open.
Yeah, there's gotta be a reason.
There is.
That is,
It'll come to me.
well, it's probably to extend the loop.
No, because it's going the wrong way.
It's going the
It's
wrong
going
way.
the wrong
It's
way.
going that way.
Yeah, I needed to go over to this side.
Oh, gotcha.
Were they hoping maybe at one point they were gonna annex all of that back in there?
That's not the reason.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Super weird. Yeah, this is end of Woodlawn.
Mhm.
going to the north,
She
right?
called it Queen Mary's Drive, and I was like, it's Queen Helen.
It's Queen Helen.
Mhm.
And it backs up to, 3 homes and then Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why
You
we
know,
pay for
maybe-
Esri to digitize this stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe when Swan Creek took all that water away from us for the Hartley and stuff, that might have negated the reason to keep that back there.
Hmm.
Because now their water comes. We don't bill them. She's not here. We don't. I don't think we bill those people anymore because then Town Line Road became. St. Charles Township gave it to Swan Creek Township without us knowing about it. It was a big fight.
Hmm.
I was in the middle of it. Yeah. That's how we got the industrial park.
Hmm.
Given to us instead of just a 20-year thing. So now I don't see any reason to keep that or do anything. So yeah, we can cut trees down.
I mean, we could.
We could split in the middle and give it to both sides.
Yep, and make it their
Say,
responsibility.
You guys figure
which-
out who trees
That's
it is.
another resolution that I'm not opposed.
Oh, let me think. Okay.
Yeah, so they just did tree work right there for this lady that's requesting this, because it's
Okay.
technically not hers, and she was wondering whose it was, and I had to go hunting for it, and this is what we found.
Okay.
So if we're good neighbors, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Every 30 years.
I'll make a motion to approve the quote for $2,400.
Was it a big tree?
and 20, I'll support that.
2 trees.
Okay, gotcha.
Get a second?
I
Got a
did.
second.
Yep.
Chris Newman,
Yes.
Mike Nesbitt,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yeah.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Jennifer Ross or Nesbitt,
Yes.
Edgar Tito.
Yes.
Very strong, no?
All right.
Item H, coal miners fence.
As you can see in front of you, those boards are 30 to 40 years old and rusted out. We took them down to remove the old wood chips. What happens every beautification day, we throw wood chips down. They build up, and they cause leaves and water to move ways that we don't want. So to try to get there, we started taking off the boards that were necessary, but in the process, everything started falling apart. Everything's warped, torn, ripped, split. Some people, I did receive some calls that people were very upset. Some people walked in and wanted to know what we were gonna do, and some people said just leave it as is. It looks nice and easy to get to the leaves in the fall. Others have said it's a few $1,000s to replace the boards. We obviously left the posts so that we can put up our signs, our flags during Memorial, 4th of July. I just wanted to see what you would like to do. If you'd like to replace those and slowly put them back, obviously for safety purposes and whatever else you may deem.
Does it have to be a split rail?
Doesn't have to be.
Well, I personally don't like the posts just sitting there.
I don't either.
I'd say either take it down or put it back, put something back.
Why can't it be just I don't know if I'd want it to be a white vinyl fence though, but, treated lumber, just a regular fence, not a split rail,
Oh, like a,
crooked fence.
yeah, like a small, like a privacy fence, but not
Not privacy.
6 foot, but like
Still
down.
leave it open, but then put vinyl, wrap the things with a vinyl or paint them the same color as the gazebos. But still have a fence run the whole distance.
Right.
Because when I drove by there the other day when they had that thing there were people driving over the flowers between the 2 posts. And then when I went back through, someone, I'm assuming you, put up ropes and, somebody,
Rebel put those ropes up
Okay.
on Friday.
after they drove over all of the flowers.
Probably when they got to their
Okay.
parking spot. Yeah.
Can we wait and look at some?
Get some
But a
options.
car fits through there, so, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea just to leave the post.
I think look for some options, and it's right there.
What about a
Roads
road?
until everybody sees it, let's make it look nice.
A road?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Just
common
call
road
them
through
to
there.
Oh, a road.
You know, for tying them together, but in a sense, just keeping it as a rope. Then people can't drive through and it's not a huge costly thing, or measure it and maybe we can donate it.
Look at you, Mike.
Like that enthusiasm.
Well, I'm just sitting thinking, I mean,
Yeah.
as, you know, you could do like a ship rope type thing where it's the
Yeah.
bigger, tie a knot, you know, drill through it on each end. You could paint it like you said to match your gazebos, and then just run a nice white rope, and every 10 years or so, as it starts to dry rot or whatever, you replace a rope.
And it matches the ship. True.
It does match the ship.
See what I did there?
And you can't write on it.
Well, that's right. You know, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
That
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a nice, I don't know if this is gonna pop up,
Yeah.
but something.
And maintenance free, you wouldn't have to
Maintenance-free.
paint it all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be very costly.
Come on, photo. Like something like this, like just nice and
Yeah.
simple, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and maybe white.
taken out.
That looks, yep, that looks actually nice.
The big ship,
Something that's gonna keep the cars away.
ship one.
All right, I'll work with Jason on this.
Okay.
All right, good talk.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you get a size and a measurement, like I said, let me know and maybe we can.
We will be in touch.
We'll send Jason up to come see ya.
You had me at donation.
Well, you know,
Or partial donation, or whatever.
Yeah, partial, whatever we need to do to help you want to do it again.
And we could probably put donated by.
Oh, we can have a little sign that says donated by.
New owner.
Yeah.
Item I, pumps and pump station.
Oh, this has been the last 3 weeks. So during the flood, our newly rebuilt as of February of 25 sewer pump broke. So our backup was on and that split a gasket and fell off. So we were on the phone with Eagle, EPA, the county health environment. We were about to pump raw sewage into the river because we were this close of backing up into people's homes. And as you've seen in maybe Saginaw Township, that it's not great when that happens. There's a class action lawsuit currently.
It happened to my daughter.
Yeah, we were very close to being in the same boat and trying to stop that from happening, but while we were unrolling our line to put in the river, that pump broke. So Thomas Township rushed over, gave us a bypass pump. Jason went down in the hole and found that something had fallen off and just kind of rigged it up so it's currently working, currently spewing water. We're on our last, basically, rope. And so I'm looking for all the options. You know, I went to the feds, I've gone to the county asking for help, I've gone to the state asking for help because I don't want to pay for it, and some of these prices are just crazy. So just for the work would be $45,000 for them to come in. That doesn't include the new pump, so we're looking at $76,000. I don't want to do that, and I
You
just.
sell pumps.
yeah.
So then we started looking at what else could we do. So I'm like, well, let's just run all our options. So I'm on the phone with Austin, and one option is $900,000 to rebuild the can. One option is sorry, it's on the backside. $205,000 just for the maintenance, and one is $1.75 million to really convert to a submersible station, which all of these have to happen. We are at the age limit of these sewers and pump pits, and but I think there is a way to get some federal appropriations to pay for this. Obviously, the sewer fund is in a healthy spot, so we can pay for some of it. But if the Maple Street station goes down, the whole village is in a lot of trouble. So I hated all my options. So I'm bringing you two new ones. An expedited pump, new pump, replacing the one that broke in the amount of $22,145 to expedite the pump that's gone and have it put in. And also buy and purchase our own bypass pump not the same one that Thomas has, a lesser version for 32,000. Theirs is 75,000. The one that Jason brought me was 52,000. This is 32,000, does the same job, so that we'll have the pump that's going right now, we'll have our own bypass, we can give Thomas Township's theirs back, and a new pump, and then we can look at what are our options for, of these three options, to convert to submersible, can we get some federal funds to do this, and what can we take out of the sewer fund? And as I've mentioned, we haven't raised rates in the sewer fund, because we haven't had to, and we are healthy in that fund. This would not put much of a dent in the sewer fund. And we would still be able to look at replacing almost that whole pit basically on our own, without having to raise rates, without having to go anywhere. Now the other, the one near the school, we are gonna have to go out for some help on that one, but we're not there yet. We're looking at, 27, 28, 29. When we were flooded, the federal government was here 2 Fridays in a row. I made sure to point them in all the right places to show them what we don't have, what we need, and they're very empathetic, and I think that they sent all the information to start the process for another federal appropriation perhaps, and get our letters in a row, make sure that we've exhausted our drinking water, all our state options, and that we've tried to pay for it on our own, so to show a need. So that in 2028, when the grant application's open, we will have it the next day, here it is. So, I say all that to, I think this is probably the best bet, and it's in the, we're in the, $54,000 range instead of the 75 to 1.75 million range.
And it's mostly,
I like
it's the
that.
Maple Street pump station.
Maple Street. The good news with this, I think I gave you a copy of, that pump. We can, not only for bypassing the sewer, we can use it when we flood and have to move water very quickly, very far at the flood pumps as well. So it's kind of a twofer. We don't have our own, I can't believe we don't have our own. This is kinda new to me though, as far as this type of bypass, but
So right now we're using
Thomas Township.
a borrow pump.
Correct, we have it locked up. They are looking for it back in the near future.
Okay, and that's just there in case?
That's in case, so
Okay.
that we don't have to pump into the
And we're not,
river and we don't have to back up homes.
and we're not dealing with the same company right now, this Pioneer? Wherever that pump came from, we're not dealing with them anymore, right?
The Kennedy Industries has the market on all pumps.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that said, we'll work with you?
They've been pretty good as far
They
as
wanted-
working with us, but they're trying to,
Seems
They
I heard they
completely-
wanted $900 a day rental just to have one.
9,000, that was a different company.
Okay.
$9,000 a day for rental, and I don't
Okay.
wanna pay that either.
Okay,
No,
Kennedy's
that's,
pretty reputable, they are pretty well known as far as the
Okay.
pump goes. There are a few other pump manufacturers as far as.
no,
Kennedy
the pump that
Industries.
blew up out here,
Right.
who was that from them
That was
too?
Kennedy, and that was, it is a very, very old pump, it's definitely exceeded its useful life. The
I thought
hope
this
is
pump, I thought this pump was new.
rebuilt.
rebuilt.
Completely
Rebuilt.
Okay.
Okay,
Completely rebuilt though.
That's kind of the key, is they just completely rebuilt it and then it blew up again, so is that Kennedy did
probably
something
don't,
wrong?
yeah,
Or is
pretty
it just,
quickly.
is
I
it
mean, it
just
did
that
it
old
pretty
that
quickly.
you-
Yeah.
I will say that I did ask for reimbursement or a grant to pay for this pump, and I haven't heard back. But it was during the flood, it was because of the flood, maybe FEMA funds can help pay for that.
So, yeah.
I also don't wanna buy and spend hundreds of $1,000s when we're just gonna replace the entire
Right.
pit or change to a submersible or something that's not compatible in 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Right,
And hopefully we get some help if we wanna do that.
Correct.
So meanwhile,
so in the meantime, this will,
I still like
How long does
your
this fix
last
gonna
idea.
last?
Yeah.
How
Pardon?
long will this fix last?
Who knows?
well, you gotta.
Or-
Is it the pump? I mean, the
I
pump.
mean, obviously it depends on, but like,
So the pump in there right now is 13 years old.
okay.
So it should get by us 10 to 15 is the hope.
I would, yeah, I don't
5
know.
to
Is this you're gonna be in the same situation that you were in February 2025 when you got a fully rebuilt.
Right,
pump back.
and something to consider, this flooding, we normally pump about 400,000 gallons a day. We were pumping 800,000 gallons
Yeah.
a day. We couldn't keep up.
Those motors just burn out,
Yeah.
get fried.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you think about the flood from 2 weeks prior, where they were going nonstop as well.
These the same pumps that clog once a month.
Those are at the school.
Well, we go to Maple, cause I got a stand
Yeah.
out there for them,
Yep.
Okay.
make sure they don't get the door shut on them.
Yeah, but that's sanitary stuff that
Oh,
we
it's
can't
different.
control.
It's not that pump, okay.
Yeah, it's not that.
You know, you'll look for hot spots, I know you will.
'Cause I don't wanna
What
be
you
able
do
to-
At least the last time it was cold, they said,
So
well,
you're
we
looking
gotta
for a
put it
motion
like,
to
stand
purchase
aside. You don't-
Purchase
this
that.
bypass?
Yep.
Yeah, I like your option.
And
Cause then we still have a backup, right?
Yeah.
that gives us, then we can send the one that's in there to get
Yeah.
fixed,
And
and
we
then
can
we
send-
can work on what are we doing now, like,
And we can send the
Right.
other one back to, was it Thomas Township?
yep.
So that if we wanna borrow something else, we can still.
Right, you got it.
Right, so the
Right.
plan for the work that's $45,000, Thomas Township redid all of their pumps, and so they give us a free pump that's dated and old, you know, but at the same time, it's gonna cost 75 to put it in, by the time it's all said and done. So free sounds great until you look at, well, who's gonna put it in, how much is that, is there another company that would do that?
How many pump stations do we have?
3. There's one
And
by
we,
Entrepreneur.
so.
And this is by far the most important one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
cause if this one goes,
This
then
gets it
your
across the
basements are
river.
small.
Yeah.
So I think if we buy the bypass ourselves for backup to the backup, we buy a new pump that should last 10 to 15 years. Well, let's say 5 to 10, while we're looking at redoing that entire pit and switching to a submersible pit. Which submersible in August of 25 was looking at like $100,000 to $900,000. Now we're looking at 1.75.
So only submersible for that pump, or eventually all three?
Eventually all submersible. We're not there, so.
We're not there, but
Nope, so
I know you'll.
one motion for
working.
the pump, the bypass pump, and one for a new, Maples, the Ellis Chalmers pump for sewage.
Is that this one?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to purchase the bypass pump, the Pioneer pump.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Jennifer Nesbitt,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yeah.
Chris Newman,
Yes.
Mike Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Titoff.
Yes.
And now the new pump to replace the one that's busted, well, we try to get that old one, paid for, through grant funds to pay for this one essentially. So replace the one that's busted with the new one and see if we can qualify for FEMA dollars, but if not, again, we have a healthy fund to pay for this.
I'll make a motion to replace the pump with the Alice Chalmers pump.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Mike Nesbitt,
Yes.
Kathy Harris,
Yes.
Darcy McSwain,
Yes.
Chris Newman,
Yeah.
Jennifer Rosser Nesbitt,
Yes.
Ed Titoff.
Yes.
Alright, that is all I have for new business, and thank you for putting up, that's a lot for the summer month,
Oh,
or
that's a
spring
lot of
month.
work on you too. Thank you for doing all that, 'cause that's a lot.
I can't wait till
of,
Lou sees this and says, what does this say? It's like, get your minutes done.
Luckily, she's got the audio to listen to as well.
Miss you, Lou.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Old business, item A. Chapters, code rewrite chapters 8 through 10.
Here we go. Mark Norris.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this quick.
We appreciate that.
Okay. I don't know if you guys, I think I gave you the red line versions in the past. Didn't I? I think I gave you guys red line versions of all these in the past.
I think you emailed
I
them?
think you emailed them, yeah.
Okay. So the first chapter we're looking at is fire prevention and protection. First page, we really didn't have any edits on. I don't know if anybody else has any edits to speak up as you do, or anything you notice. Couple of things we added in definitions is the dust, dirt, and fly ash meanings. And then also another definition, or a definition for smoke.
Right here.
Yeah, that's page 8-2, I'm sorry.
What's the Ringgold
There.
chart?
Mark, I did have a correction on 8.1,
Okay,
section 8-2.1.
okay,
The title
Okay.
of village building inspector, the B and the I just need to be capitalized.
okay. Looks like there's an extra space in there too.
Yes.
And after.
Crowfoot will be happy without that.
Kathy, do you have a comment on that?
I'm just wondering what the
Good question.
Ringleman chart is. I've never heard of that before.
Where do you see that?
On page 8-2.
As Doug already stated, is that designated as N0.2 on the Ringleman chart. Ringleman chart is published.
Oh,
by
yeah,
State
yeah, I
Rail
see
Lines.
that.
Under smoke.
It's published by
Oh, that was
State
something was
Bureau of
added. I
Land.
think we must have pulled that from the zoning ordinance. 'Cause I don't know where else that text would have come from, to be honest. I can check on that.
The Ringleman smoke chart was used in the United States to assess smoke emissions in the early 20th century. In fact, it may have been the most important method for measuring air pollution between the late 1800s and the environmental era.
There is a typo at the bottom. It's got Ringleman with 2 N's,
It should have 2 ones.
and it's on that first line, it only has 1 N.
Yeah. Okay.
In
Do we wanna leave that
1899.
in there, or is that too outdated for us to see?
Is there, maybe we should have, I sent this over to the fire chief to have him
Yeah.
review. I don't know if we ever got back.
Well, what
alright.
is
I'll put a
underscope?
question mark by it.
What's that?
That's not very turn of the century.
Yeah.
I think the
The
underscope is just something that reads
So the-
density of smoke.
So,
And then there's that extra space.
I kinda got that, but thanks.
And Mark, if you wanna tighten that up, there's kind of an extra space in between it.
And which line?
Between the 2 and then when it says Village of St.
Yeah,
Charles
okay.
approval.
Yeah.
in the late 1800s in Paris, France, Professor Maximilian Ringleman developed the Ringleman chart to measure the combustion efficiency of coal-fired boilers. So, 4 measured shades of gray between white valued at 0 and black at 5. So, basically, what I'm trying to do is find if there's anything newer. So there's a California visible emissions limits, which I don't think there's an EPA reference method 9. So maybe we go method 9. But really, we don't do anything with the fire.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more the Tri-Township has jurisdiction.
I'm assuming that might have come out of your zoning ordinance.
Oh, probably.
Which I don't know.
Right, probably was redone in 1899.
So, I guess after that, on page 8-3, with item number 4, bonfires, it originally said the village, we changed it to the Tri-Township Fire Department. We deleted out a reference to the building and zoning administrator, and then, just left it in as the Tri-Township Fire Department.
So the fire department's head of all of it.
For
Yes.
bonfires, correct.
Well, they're in charge, right? Any kind of disaster.
Yeah, and then that's all we had
learned
for
that
chapter
too.
8, actually.
Law enforcement.
So chapter 9's law enforcement. And one of the things that we had on here, 9-21, that it originally said establishment, they call it a storage pounds. We just changed the term to storage lockers throughout the whole chapter. And under that, what does it originally say? We put the president of the village and the village council. May establish 1 or more lockers for keeping and storing tangible personal property. And then we changed the pound master in 9-22 to evidence and storage director.
And the police chief should be capitalized.
Okay. And then just down the bottom paragraph where it says evidence and storage director, we just use that instead of pound master like we did in, what we called it out 9-22. and then also village lockers instead of village pound. Just some terminology changes, just old verbiage. Then just under the 924, under impoundment fees, it said pound master, we changed that to pound police chief, and then pound to locker, and there's a few other, actually 925. If there's any tangible property for a period of 30 days, originally said, we changed that to 90. And then once again, changed pound master to police chief in a few different spots, and I see the one's not capital again. And then we did add the item C about donated to a nonprofit organization, just what we might do, or what the village might do with the property if it's not claimed after so many days. Then the disposition of proceeds of the sales of any of those items. Just kind of change the terminology again as we have throughout the whole document. Change 30 days to 90 days. Again, in that paragraph. And then once again in section 928, which I see there's a bad space. Change terminology from pound master to police chief. Pound to locker again, a couple times in 929.
We put civilian crossing guards in the hands and duties of the community schools.
Yep.
It's not
Instead
something
of-
we hire here.
Right.
No one
Instead
would be
of
in
police
charge of
chief,
that.
correct. And then we had a few different situations where we had he in there, we just changed it to they. But yeah, the school items and the civilian crossing guards, instead of that being police chief's responsibility.
Police chief can provide initial background checks of civilian crossing guards should it need.
Yes, but that's kinda gonna be with the school district at this point. Yeah, they're basically just changing some his to theirs. And that kinda covers chapter 9. Any other comments, questions, input?
Well, when you get to this neglect of duty thing, does the school then call the police chief who goes after the person who did the neglect of duty?
For the crossing guard?
Uh-huh,
No.
that's what it says.
No civilian crossing guard.
Because it's their hired employee, they would have to, it's not like they're like a deputized or an officer, whatever. It'd be all in the schools, unless they did something criminal.
Why does it say police chief?
Oh, maybe we missed that, maybe that needs to be school
Yeah.
district too.
Yeah.
I think so. You don't wanna do that, do you?
Nope.
No. We need to
I got
get your
enough.
name out of there.
Good enough.
See, good thing we're doing this, we missed some stuff. I'm just gonna say promulgated by the
School.
St. Charles School District.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how we had it, St. Charles Community School District.
I think that's what, yeah. Well, they named it once and they called it school district from then on.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Alright.
In the same section.
In 949, police chief needs to be capitalized too.
Okay, chapter 10's a little bit longer, but I don't know that we have a whole lot of changes in there. So 10, chapter 10 is offenses. One of the things under section, I guess it's in the definitions. yes, it's in the definitions. On page 10-2, there was reference to any payphones and things like that, so we thought
Yeah.
you're gonna be hard pressed to find those around anymore, so we took that right out. And then just did some renumbering.
Marnie's and the.
Did I hear someone
Razor.
say, what's a payphone?
That's honestly what the young generation,
Yeah.
that's what,
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of them say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last ones were over by the Fraser and Marnie's, which is now
Let's go
the
back,
diner.
let's
Used
go
to be
back
one.
to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an age awakening for
Yeah,
that generation.
so then,
What's a pager?
just, like we said before, we had some pronoun changes from he to they. Nothing major on there, that was in 1036. On page 10-4, we just deleted an item about, the village wanting to get involved with, trying to enforce, someone non-supporting of their family. So we just deleted that out of there.
Should we move up the section numbers since we're deleting 2063?
Yes, we should.
So like the next
Oh,
one
hang
would
on
be
one
10.
second. Yeah, well, it should be 1063, that one, this whole section got changed.
Yeah. But like that harassment, should then that be
Hang on,
1063?
yeah, one second, okay, so 10 to 61 is reserved. 1062 we've got. Actually, in the clean document, it is updated. 1063 is harassment.
Yep.
In the clean document, I see on the red one it wasn't, but.
Okay.
So 1065, well, let me see, maybe it's not 1065 anymore. No, you're right, it's 1064 because I'm looking at the red line, which wasn't updated. So in the clean version, 1064, under malicious use of service provided by electronic device or social media, we added that versus telecommunications service provider, just to kind of update to the times, and then there was quite a few other areas in that same section that referred to telecommunications service. And we just omitted that, just a communication service or device. Six, really all I had was pronoun changes to his today. So, up on page 10-7, section 10-1. 13 larceny. Item B, we added at the very end with the parentheses that it matches state law. That's where that information came from about the, if an item's less than $200, they're guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days, or a fine of not more than 500 or 3 times the value. So we just wanted to put that in there, so that's not just us making stuff up, it just came from state law. In the next few pages, we didn't have any changes other than pronouns. We get up to page 10-11. Section, things changed, 10-10, I'm sorry. So we must have deleted these, or we had our spacing changed. So 10-169, gambling was also in the heading previously. We removed that just because of there's so much legal gambling now. We just pulled it right out. Didn't think we wanted to try to enforce things that are.
I outside of our
outside
jurisdiction.
of our purview, yes. Then there, under the section 10-194 on 10-11 at the bottom of that page. There was a couple of other sections in there originally. There was an A and a B, and we just kept what was section C about the provisions of the Michigan Fireworks Safety Act, and we just renumbered, or relettered that to A. And I think that covers chapter 10. Anybody has any other comments, input on those?
There's just a couple like things that the fonts don't match, but that's an easy fix at the end. Like on 10-12, I feel like the font in 10-212 is different than 10 maybe it's just my eyes.
Hang on. I'm looking at the red line
Yeah, I'm just
version when you said
don't worry
that.
about it.
Yeah, I think some of the different.
It's just at
They're
the end
itty
just
I know, so some of it's different.
Control A and then fix it.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
No, but which one was it, 10 dash?
Well, just at the end, just make a note and we'll go over it at the end.
Text. Fine. Alright.
Appreciate it.
Anything else? Alright, that was not too painful, huh?
I mean, these are big capitals, these are small.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I would just say next month, depending on the length of the new business, if it's light, we go 11 through 14.
Well,
If it's
yeah,
heavy,
not
we
like
go
this.
11 through 13.
Yep.
It's all-
Does that sound like a plan?
Yep.
Will be, at
Okay.
this rate, we'll be doing this next year.
No, nope.
Nope.
Well, is that the rate we're going now?
We're almost there. DPW, department reports. Bart
Thought you
is,
said he was gonna be here by now.
well, they're in Breckenridge for track. You know what track and field is.
Oh, yeah.
Dark.
Alright.
They got lights.
So yeah, 4 million gallons pumped of water. Fixed water box on Dempsey, had 10 water turn-ons, got water parts for Michigan Pipe, had 9 shut-offs for non-payment. Today, we had to call the county police, and we found someone turning on water after we shut them off twice for non-payment. So in chapter, I believe, I gave it to the MCLs, I think it's
Yes.
750, 282, and 383. On how it's a 5 years or $5,000 fine if you continue to do that. They are getting evicted, I believe, in the next month, but it hasn't happened since I've been here, so we're gonna strengthen that section in the water. But 6.1 million gallons pumped of sewer. As you know, that's not normal. I worked on the flood pump, sampled and dumped pond number 2. Our second sewer pump has a gasket leaking. Set up the bypass pump at the sewer station, kept a close eye on the sewer station every day. Streets, we jetted Main Street, Clifford and Walnut, cleaned up catch basins, swept streets, filled 4 holes from hydro crew. Got garbage uptown, tried to keep up with patching the streets. And they're out patching today. They got the banners up from the school today. They're all the chips are laid for beautification day, but they'll talk about that next month, right? Fixed some boards on the ship, cleaned off roofs of the pavilion, cleaned bathrooms. We're starting to take pictures now every weekend of the bathrooms, how we leave them, how we clean them, and how we come back to them. So then people say we didn't have toilet paper, we didn't have paper towel. I've got evidence at 7:30 on Saturday morning that it was fine. On Sunday it looked like trash. And we're not gonna check them every hour, but, so we are keeping up on that. Cleaned up leaves in the pavilions, ballparks and fences, cleaned up play areas, helped strike zone with baseball tournament, turned on all the water. Changed belts on the John Deere, got 2 new spindles for the John Deere deck, got tires fixed for the John Deere as well. Just went under 10 service calls and 15 missed digs.
So in some of these, doesn't have water, they, turn the water off. And do they have children? That worries me,
The house that's turned on, they have I think he's 13 or 14.
They can go to DHS, they can call 2-1, there is assistance if you have kids, it's treated a little differently.
Churches will pay bills too.
Yeah,
If you just-
churches, civic organizations, but
They're out there.
It's an issue with the adults in the house.
Yeah, I know, yeah, always is.
Responded there quite a few times with the county. It's actually a house that's out of the village, but they paid to have the lines run from the village there, which is why the county had to get involved with the report and criminal activities. We couldn't take the report because it's out of the village, so. But I've been to the house numerous times since I've been here, backing up the county and.
We good on DPW?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Police, Chief Oliver, sir.
So, 355 total activities for the month. There was 88 calls for service, 15 citations, 60 traffic stops. 175 of those activities were self-initiated, which again are the property checks. We did a total of 5 arrests. Cleaning up warrants, 3 of them were warrants, so. Flee and elude is all just with the traffic, pulling traffic and people not stopping. Nothing major in terms of calls, kind of every day. I hate to say everyday thing when there's assault on there, but, you tend to have a domestic or 2 every month. Nothing major. Some stuff going out to schools, which it's the normal stuff going out to the schools with kids. I don't think there's no way of getting around that. It's what's gonna happen. The 317 West Spruce, that was an issue between the homeowner and a contractor, who then made a sign and came up one morning and deadbolted it to his tree. Yeah, I came down right behind the office to go up that way. Not for that reason, but just to turn that way when the guy's truck with his big emblem of the business on it was right there, so. Couldn't really deny that he was in the area. Lot of miscellaneous, but a lot of those, the 110 West Spruce, those are all pistol permits. That uptick always happens around tax season. Everybody wants to spend their tax dollars on guns. So between Christmas time, holidays, and tax season, we get an uptick in purchase permits. We have Officer Leland, who is just about to finish her FTO. Should be done by the end of the month. She's in her shadow phases, which that phase is where the person in the car with her does not do anything. They just sit there and make sure that she doesn't make any life-altering mistakes. But everything else is done by her. I rode with her. I don't even get out of the car. I listen just through the microphones and listen to what she's saying that way. I don't get out. Other people get out, they just stand there and watch, but I tend to stay in the car, so it's all on them, because me being twice as big as her, and me being the chief and people know me during day shift, I step out, they're gonna immediately go to me and look at me and talk to me instead of her, so I just kinda sit there and watch. She's doing good. It's gonna be a part-time basis for her once she's clear. That was already an agreement, so, which is fine. She's got another job. She's still going to school, but that's what she wanted to do, so we'll have another person for part-time, and school's almost done, so that'll transition Michelle the next shift, on the every other day rotation of, or days that, Taya doesn't work, so. Coverages will go work the same way as it always has. We got a big HSE training coming up. We're trying to send as many as we can to it. It's a safety training with, in case something happens over there, since we're one of the closer departments. Then we may have to respond. They're putting on a big training for that, but it's training that won't necessarily just be for HSE. We can utilize it other places, but we're coordinated through there. I can't think of really anything else off the top of my head. Am I missing anything that happened? Hart? No, I can't think of anything else, so. Plugging along.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Building inspector, code enforcer.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We had 7 permits issued for the month of April, 3 zoning, 2 mechanical, 1 building, and 1 electrical. And of the 9 complaints that I've been dealing with, 4 of them are now resolved. The issue with the one on Flint Street, that is ongoing. I did talk with the attorney. Hart and I discussed this issue, we still haven't received payment from them for the initial cleaning. And the biggest problem is, every time we go after or clean, we assess it on their taxes. Well, it's considered a special assessment. If a property owner says, I'm not paying a special assessment, the county will not enforce it. So they'll foreclose on taxes that are for the county or the state, but they will not enforce a special assessment. So we're in a situation where if we do another cleaning, we're gonna lose that money too. And every time it happens, we lose the money. So we're trying to get the attorney to do what's called a show cause hearing, where the property owner has to go before the judge and explain to the judge why he's in contempt of court for not following the court order and cleaning the property. If he doesn't show, which he has in the past, they would automatically issue a bench warrant, and he would be arrested for that bench warrant. Go in, have to pay the fines, and then be arraigned for another hearing, a show cause, where he would have to show up, or it goes on and on. But then the judge can fine him directly and force him to clean it, or serve time and get greater fines, or we have to clean it and lose the money. So we're trying to keep it on the property owner instead of taking it out of our coffers.
So this is just gonna be a continuation, it's not, nothing's ever gonna be done at this point?
Well,
That's what it sounds like to me.
Right, I can't get the attorney to respond to me, it's been almost a month now.
He
And-
just keeps piling more and more stuff.
Right,
He's gonna run out of room.
Yeah.
He's
I
getting
was
really
just gonna
close to
say,
the road
his front
now.
yard
Well,
now
that's when he
is
takes the
like-
deliveries, when he runs out of room.
Okay.
Well, he has his.
Well,
His
when
front yard now
when
is
it
half
got
empty
warm out,
trailer.
I
He
talked to
gets
Scott
that.
and asked him about, okay, well, it's
Like
warm out, the
7:30 in the
ground's
morning
thawed, about to
till-
put the most things, and
His-
he just needs to be,
His calves
just be
must be in
told
such good shape.
that this process needs to start. So then I knew I'd see him eventually out and about, and he was in his front yard, so I stopped. It's on my body camera, me telling him, hey, the frost is gone, you need to start putting these posts in the ground, this is Bruce Scott. We need to start working on this fence. Oh yeah, I'll get on it, and nothing's been done. So,
He's not gonna have enough room for that stuff, even if he put the fence up.
no. But if the fence is up, at least we can go back and say, okay, you gotta put the stuff behind the fence, we can't see it. Right now, he puts it behind the fence, you can still see it, cause it's not all the way finished. But, yeah.
It's not gonna get done either.
No, unless
So just
somehow
gonna
he,
keep-
you know, he gets what he's done, or
Getting away with it.
you show up with a bobcat and say, we're coming right now, you better get to work. But then you gotta pay somebody to be there, so.
what, Hart, do you remember what the total was for the last one? 12,000?
It was 700 the first time, then 12,000 the second time, but we never, it's still good, but we did go forward because he was moving forward. So around there.
And we cleaned it up once before all that too.
Right. So, the goal is to get it so it's between he and the courts, and we're out of it, and then the judge has enough, and we just condemn the place.
Well, if anybody
Should've
walks in
been
the
done a
house,
long
you
time
can
ago.
condemn it right now.
Are the taxes paid?
No,
No.
not in 6 years.
The
But
county
they're saying
keeps
all they
giving
have to
him
do
an
is pay
extension.
1 year and then it's good.
And he doesn't even pay the whole
But
year.
he's not doing that if it's 6 years.
Yeah, he's not even paying the whole
That's
year.
way
He gets like
beyond-
Well, then why
$100.
6 years? Why
Cause
is
his
it?
water, he can barely pay his water bill, he has
Yeah.
to get assistance for his water, which is, $250.
Well, it's
How
gonna be
come
hard
the
to
county's
sell.
letting them go
Well,
6 years?
You could put it up for sale, but who's gonna buy it?
It's gonna be razzed as soon as he's done.
Yeah.
It'll be another empty lot.
I
Isn't
can't
there-
believe the county's letting them
There's
go.
a certain place where the village can buy it for
Right.
a dollar.
If it went to auction
But we
at the
can't get
land,
to there,
the
right?
land bank,
Yeah,
before they go to the land bank, they'd offer it to us, we would say, no, thank you, and let them have it.
right, but the,
And I've asked Frida at the land bank to stop giving him the extension, just as I did with other people who have abused that.
once it's foreclosed on, the liens that we have against the
Yeah.
property are wiped.
Okay.
We lose that money altogether if it's
Don't
foreclosed.
you think we should look at it as we've lost it altogether already?
Mhm.
Right, but this is a way to put it on him, so we're not losing
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't have to do it again.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's between him, the judge, and the courts, and he'll be in jail, and
Well, it's one of those things, you do the same thing over and over again and get the same
Right.
conclusion.
Well, who's
Yes.
crazy, us or,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, thank you, Scott.
Scott. Thank you.
Has they,
Thank you.
for the Sunview address, Scott, did you give a timeline on that eviction? The 201 Sunview?
He told me 30 days, but I gotta call him again. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
just because people always asking about them people in there, because
Right,
the male half came, finally got out of jail.
okay.
So he's back there again.
Well, good.
All right, I'll talk to John tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and, for an update on the water theft, I inspected that property last week. I've been in contact with the property owner. It is unsanitary, it's overcrowded, there's dog waste inside the building, inside the house, ground into the rug. It is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
The eviction
He
notice was fine.
supplied me with a copy of a 7-day eviction notice that he just reaffirmed with the county. He was trying to serve him with a 30-day, they kept refusing it, so, he got a 7-day and we're waiting to hear. Once that gets served, they've got 7 days to pay. They owe him almost $5,000 in back rent. And,
Where's this one at?
This is a rental?
Just outside of the village.
He tried to get it served today, but the county wouldn't serve him the papers.
Yeah.
right,
So they had to do it, what do you call it? Assessor or something like that?
I don't know, and then he wouldn't file the police report. The landlord didn't file the police report, they made us file the police report, so Marguerite had to file a police report against him, cause it's our water. I'm like, you're the tenant, you're the one that's gonna, or the landlord, you're gonna be responsible for the water, not us.
Right.
So, give them all the bills, all the information, every time we turn it off, what the reading was, what their bill was for the last 3 weeks. Cause as soon as we go over there, turn it off, we take a picture with the wrench in, it's off, and then we go back the next week, it's turned on, 1,000 gallons through the water. Either, so, it's been a fight, we're gonna strengthen our code,
Yep.
so that, some municipalities, I sent over to Mark today, there is state law that sets precedent. I did see one like in Ionia, I thought that was kind of
Maybe it
interesting.
needs to go more on the owner of the rental.
Can you still
too.
legally stone them?
No.
Yeah.
So in Ionia, for example, property owners can be charged twice the cost of their last quarterly water bill for illegal connection or tampering. I'm like, maybe we throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then
They don't get paid like foot.
Get rid of their
But it's
tenants
still,
and-
I mean, it's $5,000 or 500 days in jail or something crazy for doing that, so.
So once they're hooked up to our system, they're always hooked up to, we can't go over there and just unhook, take it out of the ground?
Yes, we could.
Are they outside the village? You
It's
said they're outside the
expensive to
village,
do.
but you said they're outside the village.
Mhm.
Are
The
they
hardest
are
part
they
too
the
is
only
it's
ones
not-
outside the village?
The name that's on the renter is the grandmother, and it's the children that are there that are ruining everything.
Yeah.
But she can't say no to them.
So she ain't gonna say anything anyway.
Or excuse me, the mother, not the grandmother, but it's the mother, and it's their older adults that are in there and bringing people in.
and one grandchild.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
God.
13 or 14-year-old, yeah.
And there's
Do we got any more public comments?
You picked the
Thanks,
wrong meeting to
Scott.
come to.
It's all good.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Mike beat you.
I'll
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Who seconded? I did.
You said, Mike
Oh,
said
okay.
motion, you seconded.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Great work tonight, everyone, thank you.
Thank you.